All right, so you're in the final 30 days before the UPSC Prelims, and let's be honest, it can feel like total chaos, right? But what if you had a clear, actionable battle plan? Well, that's exactly what we're breaking down in this explainer. We're going to give you a high-yield strategy to absolutely maximize your score in this final, crucial month. So let's get right into it.
Okay, first things first, let's get this one thing straight, because it's probably the most important rule you'll hear. The last 30 days are not for learning new things. I know, it sounds counterintuitive, but your goal right now isn't to expand your knowledge. It's all about locking down what you already know and sharpening those reflexes so you can perform when the pressure is on. Seriously, forget new books. Forget chasing new topics. The game has totally changed.
So your entire strategy for this final month, it's simple. It all comes down to just 3 letters, R.P.E. That stands for Revise, Practice, and Eliminate. What does that mean? It means you're going to revise those high-yield static topics relentlessly. You're going to practice a ton of MCQs. And, just as importantly, you're going to eliminate everything that's just dead weight. We're talking bad answer choices and, yes, even entire low-yield subjects. It's about being ruthless.
Okay, so before we dive into the what to do part, we have to talk about what you absolutely positively should not be doing. Understanding these common mistakes, these traps that so many people fall into, is really the foundation for a successful final month.
And here they are, the 2 big ones. First up, mistake number 1, panic reading. You know what I'm talking about. Picking up a new textbook right now is literally the fastest way to water down everything you've already learned and just jack up your anxiety. Don't do it. And mistake number 2? Oh, this one is the silent killer. Ignoring the CSAT paper. I'm telling you, it has knocked out so many otherwise brilliant candidates. We are not going to let that happen to you.
All right, let's get into phase 1. This covers the first 2 weeks of our plan, from day 30 down to day 16. We're calling this the Consolidation Kill Zone, and the name is intentional. Your mission here is to be absolutely brutal, super strategic, and basically shrink your syllabus down to its most powerful essential core.
So, what's the objective? It's all about the 80-20 rule. You are not trying to cover 100% of the syllabus. That's a fool's errand at this point. Instead, you're going to be like a surgeon, targeting that core 40% of topics that, year after year, produce 80% of the questions. This is all about working smart, not just grinding harder.
Now these are your 5 pillars, your absolute non-negotiables. You have to revise each of these at least 3 times in this phase. No excuses. I'm talking environment, which has a massive return on investment, polity, modern history, physical geography, and for art and culture, listen closely. Your focus is strictly on themes that have come up in previous year's questions. Don't go down a rabbit hole. This is your core. This is where the points are. Okay, next up, we have what I call the one-shot topics. For economy, you're not reading the whole textbook again. You're focusing only on the key concepts, right? Stuff like inflation, RBI functions, the basics. For science and tech, it's all about what's been in the news, the current affairs, plus the basic principles behind them. You give these a single, deep, focused revision. Maybe make some flashcards for the facts, and then you move on, one and done.
And this brings us back to that crucial E in our R.P.E. philosophy. Eliminate. This is the drop zone, and I want you to hear me on this. I am giving you explicit permission to stop studying certain things. Seriously, if you're consistently scoring below, say, 30% in a subject in your mock tests, it's just too late to fix it. Let it go. Drop it without any guilt and take all that time and energy and pour it back into your pillars. It's a strategic retreat.
Okay, so that's the what. But how do you actually do it? How does this fit into a daily routine? Let's break down the repeatable, day in, day out template you're going to use for this entire first phase.
All right, here it is. Your daily battle plan for phase 1. Your morning, that's 3 hours, is for deep work. You revise one of those pillar subjects, and then immediately, and this is key, you solve 50 MCQs on that same topic. You have to apply it right away. The afternoon, 2 hours, is for those lighter one-shot topics and catching up on current affairs. Then in the evening, 2 hours, you take one full-length mock test. But here's the most important part, the night. You spend just 1 hour, that's it, analyzing only your mistakes from that mock. Don't waste time on what you got right. Figure out why you got it wrong. Was it a silly mistake? A knowledge gap? Did you run out of time? This analysis is where the real learning happens. Okay, phase I is done. Now, we shift gears completely. Welcome to phase 2, the final 2 weeks, from day 15 down to day 2. We're calling this the simulation fortnight. The focus is no longer on learning stuff, it's on peak performance training. I want you to think of yourself as an athlete getting ready for the Olympics. This is all about game day.
20%. Just let that number sink in for a second. 1 in every 5 capable, smart, well-prepared aspirants gets knocked out of this competition. Why? Because they couldn't clear the qualifying CSAT paper. This isn't about knowledge, it's about a simple mistake. And that is exactly why our Phase 2 schedule is so incredibly strict about it.
Which brings us to this, the non-negotiable mock regimen. And when I say non-negotiable, I mean it. You will take a general studies mock every single morning at 9:30 a.m. sharp, the exact time of the real exam. Then you'll take a CSAT mock every afternoon at 2 p.m. And your evening, it's dedicated only to deep analysis. The goal here isn't just to test your knowledge, it's to train your brain, your body, your entire nervous system for 2 hours of high-pressure performance twice a day.
So let's lay it all out. What does the full daily schedule for Phase 2 actually look like? This whole thing is designed to build your reflexes, your stamina, and create an unshakable exam day routine so that nothing can throw you off your game.
You see how this schedule perfectly mirrors the actual exam day? It's by design. 9:30 to 11:30 a.m., a full GS mock under strict, exam-like conditions. No phone, no breaks. Then, from 11:30 to 12:30, a crucial mental break. And please, do not check your score. Just relax. Then, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the CSAT mock. The rest of the evening is for a really deep analysis of your GS mock errors. Again, you're asking why you got it wrong. Was it a guess that blew up? A concept you thought you knew? Did you just misread the question? And then to wind down, an hour or two of passive revision. Just casually reviewing notes or watching a video. No stress.
And just like that, we're at the final stage, crossing the finish line. This is all about the final 24 hours. The goal here is super simple. Cut out the anxiety, build up your confidence, and just trust all the hard work you've put in.
Okay, this is your D1 plan, the day before the exam. It's a simple checklist. In the morning, you're going to review your mistake log and any sticky notes you have, maybe twice. The afternoon is for really light, fact-based stuff only. We're talking maps, artists, important dates. That's it. In the evening, sort out your logistics. Go see where your exam center is, pack your bag, and the most important rule of all, get to sleep by 9:30 p.m. The rule for the day is 0 new information, 0 mock tests, just total, calm confidence.
And here's one final checklist for you. A red alert list of do's and don'ts for this entire month. Do solve the last 5 years of UPSC papers like they're the real thing. Don't you dare open a new textbook. Do get 7+ hours of sleep every single night. Don't get sucked into those 10-hour marathon video lectures. And please, please do not discuss your mock scores with friends. It just creates needless anxiety and comparison. Stick to your plan. Trust your process.
And I really want to leave you with this final thought, this piece of perspective. Look, you are not going to know everything on the paper. You might not know 40% of the questions, and that's okay. That is how the exam is designed. Your job isn't to be a walking encyclopedia. It's to be less wrong than the person sitting next to you on the topics you do know. The person who wins is the one who makes fewer silly mistakes on those core pillar subjects.
Look, this whole strategy isn't about some magic bullet or secret trick. It's about disciplined, repetitive, and strategic execution, day in and day out. The battle plan is right here, right in front of you. So the only question left is, are you ready to execute? You've got this.